New Zealand is a multicultural, multi-ethnic society. More than 2/3 of people describe themselves as New Zealand European, about 15% call themselves Indigenous Maori, and about 1/5 of people identify themselves as either Asian, Pacific or African. On city streets, faces reflect that mix, but in the light of last Friday, people are talking about the country's racist underbelly.
If we're to continue to ensure the safety of our Muslim communities and others, the 200 ethnicities that live in New Zealand, we have to be alive to the fact that there are those who do not share our values of openness, of diversity, of compassion.
The man suspected of carrying out Friday's attacks was Australian, but was living in New Zealand, and New Zealanders were among those watching his live stream of the attacks and posting encouragement. While shocked at the brutality of the attacks, some from minority communities say that though New Zealand is generally tolerant, there is occasionally verbal, even physical racism. Most have a story.
Because she's blonde, I'm black, and then yellow, she yells at me, she said, "Oh, go back to your own country."
My wife told me that somebody grabbed her and said, "Hey, remove this scarf." We
as a community did feel a rise in the level of negativity and the rise of vitriol through social media.
Some in the police force agree there's racism, but say it shouldn't be exaggerated.
Racism certainly is, within New Zealand, there's no doubt about that. But it's small pockets and there's challenges. I mean, we are a multicultural society. We've had a lot of immigration in the last few years. That challenges some people.
CAHILL admits that before last Friday, police thought an attack in the name of Islam was more likely than one by white extremists. And the biggest anti-terrorism raids in New Zealand happened in 2007 on what police suspected was a paramilitary training camp of Maori separatists. A report later heavily criticised the police for unreasonable roadblocks and searches. Having talked to lots of people in Christchurch over recent days, including many from ethnic minorities laying flowers at memorials, it would be wrong to exaggerate the perception of white racist extremism here. No one I've met says until Friday they thought it an urgent problem that needed addressing. And there is some comfort taken in the fact that the man suspected of Friday's attacks was not a New Zealander.
What we've seen here is a guy from Australia actually come in potentially specifically for this activity, and what that speaks to is that this wasn't necessarily a local issue, it was a global problem that happened locally, and there is a significant difference here, I think.
But nobody is being complacent anymore. Andrew Thomas, Al Jazeera, Christchurch.